super excited to talk about self-love. Why? Because it's Valentine's. Hey, Siati, love you too. Love you too. Hi, Priscilla from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Siati, where are you? Are you in country, out of country? Where are you now? So listen. We're talking today, we're going to talk about self love. Why? Because yesterday was Valentine's Day, and many of us celebrated that day of love. And yet I've had people talking to me, texting me, and we're just laughing and talking, and some people still feeling as if they're not loved, or they're single, and they're saying, oh, I don't have anybody to give me flowers, I don't have this, I don't have that, I could be married, I could be in a relationship of some kind, and I'm not feeling that love on this day of love, right? What is it? Research shows that Valentine's Day is the most romantic day, right? It's the most romantic day. So first of all, I want to get you involved. So as you're typing in where you're from and you're joining me, I want to ask you the question, how was your Valentine's Day? Type it in chat and tell me, how was your Valentine's Day? And then tell me, what does self-love mean to you? Right? What does that mean to you? I'm just going to post a couple things. I'm going to define. Well, I'm not going to define this yet. Let me find out. What does and just make a one word. Maybe it means joy, happiness, whatever self-love means to you. And while you're doing that, tell me, how was your day of love? How was your Valentine's Day? Or hey, how was your Sunday? What is it that you can celebrate and say, you know what? It was a great day. How was your day today? What was that thing you could say, oh man, today was a great day. It was President's Day. I was off of work. Maybe that was your big win. So what is it? So come on in, share with me and tell me, hey, so Safina, how are you? How are you? Thank you for joining me. So come on in, guys. We're going to give you a few more minutes as others are joining in. I know people are busy, and then we're going to get talking. So type in, Ashley, just another day to me. I'd rather get stuff on my birthday, LOL. So that's it. A lot of people are saying that Valentine's Day is just another day. So hopefully by the end of our conversation today, it just won't be just another day. Right? Self-love equals respect. Good job, Tiffany. My Valentine's Day was full of love. Tiffany Solomon, hey, thanks for coming in. Her Valentine's Day was full of love. So yeah. A lot of people say, well, listen, that's just another day. Well, a lot of people say that about a lot of days, but I love these special days, right? And so for me, it's never, and not criticizing anybody at all, not at all, that says, hey, that's just another day for them. But I always look at my life as not just living just another day. I look at, okay, it was Valentine's Day. What was great about it? That's why we're going to talk about self-love. Because many times if we're looking for other people to make our day great, then it's not going to be great. If we're looking for other people to make us feel good about who we are, then it may never happen. It has to start from within. So I want to give you real quick what the definition of self-love is as everyone is coming in. And excuse my handwriting. I have on there, I spelled, my typing, it says physical, but you all know it's physical. So what is self-love? It's a state of appreciation of oneself that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. Right? So self-love is a state of appreciation of oneself that grows from actions that support our physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. That's self-love. Self-love, right? Tiffany is saying, hi, Auntie Esther. Self-love to me is knowing who you are in Christ, how beautiful he made you, and it shines on the outside. Yeah, and it shines on the outside. Why? Because it's so much shining, on the inside. And that's what I want to talk about just really briefly is self-love. Because when you begin to really love yourself and to really begin to appreciate yourself, there are things that will just shift for you. It will just shift for you. So I'm going to put up what Tiffany has, and then you can move from a mediocre day, a so-so day, a day like it's just like any other day, to day where you're going to say, oh man, this was a great day. Why? Because this is what I did for me. Hey, Deanna. Hey, Deanna. Y'all, don't forget to tell me where you're joining us from. Tell us what state, what city, what country. If you're out of country, make sure that you're putting it in. Self-love. Self-love is what we're talking about today. To where moving forward from this point on, that your days, whether it's Valentine's Day, Memorial Day, any of those days that you're saying, it's just another day, that you would begin to see, yeah, this is another day where I can make a needlepoint move. This is another day where I can appreciate myself more. Where I can appreciate myself more. So Ashley says to love yourself first before you can love anyone else. Juliet's joining us from Dover. To love yourself. Yes, to love yourself. Self-love means so many things. It means so many things. That is exactly. So self-love. I remember, I'm going to tell y'all a really quick story, right? And I know that some of you have heard it before, but let's say, about 10 years ago, I was overweight. So y'all know I'm short. Well, those of you, know me, I'm short. So I was considerably overweight, right? And I made a decision that I love myself enough to lose weight, to release the weight. And I released about 60 pounds about 10 years ago. This weekend, as we were thinking about Valentine's Day, and as some people call it, the Day of Love, I thought about my journey in that area. And I thought about how I loved myself enough. I loved Esther enough that I made the decision that I wanted to be in health and wellness physically. And when I made that decision, I began to do the steps, and they were needlepoint moves, but I began to do the things to help me live a healthier life. Right. And as I began to do those things to make a healthier life, then my life began to shift, and I began to do some things differently. I tell you my story because self-love means something different to everyone. So let's see. Judy says, self-love to me means no excuses or no apologies for what I do. Amen. That's exactly it. No excuses and no apologies for what I do. I have a sign on my desk that says unapologetically me. Self-love is loving me first. It is loving me first. And I want to tell y'all that self-love is not selfish, because a lot of people think, well, that's just so selfish. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because let me tell you, if we don't take care of ourselves, how is it, and serve ourselves first, how can we serve others? I always talk about how I've been taught that I serve from my overflow. I don't serve from my coffee cup. I got my Festa Della Donna coffee cup, y'all. I can't serve from my coffee cup, right? Because that cup is for me. I drink out of this cup. Nobody else drinks out of it. I have to then serve from what's overflowing from my coffee cup. That's where. So that means that I have to serve from my saucer. So Deanna is joining us from Chrisfield. Tell your aunt I said I miss her. And let's see. Delisa says self-love means to her self-growth. Exactly. Ashley says self-love is not selfish at all. It is not selfish at all. Not at all. Julieta says self-love is not selfish. That's right. That's right, guys. Keep putting it in there. Self-love is not selfish. It is not. Self-love is self-care, right? You have to love yourself enough. And so what happens is when you begin to exercise your self-love, and I'm going to put this in a second in the chat, when you begin to exercise your self-love, it then motivates you. It motivates you to look at your whole life in terms of your health and your wellness in every area of your life. Self-love says, you know what? I love myself so much that I'm going to make sure not only am I physically healthy, I'm mentally and emotionally healthy. I'm financially healthy. And when I can begin to do it, when I can begin to do that, everything comes into full circle. So self-love means that I'm looking at every area of my life. And where is it? How am I showing up in my life when it comes to self love. So, come on, guys, I want you to think about this for a minute. When it comes to your self love, to yourself, and by the way, self love leads to self care. And so I want to say that self love doesn't mean I'm going to go and take time to get my nails done. That's not self love. Self love is when I'm nurturing myself inwardly. I'm making sure that I'm mentally doing well. I'm emotionally doing well. I'm processing the things that I need to process. I'm spiritually doing well. Self love is spending that time with Esther, with yourself, with God. It's spending that time in prayer and medication. It's spending that time ensuring that I feed my body healthy foods. It's spending that time looking at my finances. It's spending that time. And by the way, it's self love is also making the decision. I'm not going to live that status quo life anymore. That I'm going to live a life, my life by design. See, self love means different things to many of us. My question is again, I'm asking you if you haven't commented, what does self love mean to you? What does it mean? It's a part of the living by design, life by design. It's a part of that. You know, and I always talk about how our design, our life was designed to be prosperous in every area of our life. We were designed to be whole people, whole, you know. And so and God has given us the ability really to design our lives ourselves. He puts us, he leaves us in choice. But sometimes what happens, and it happens especially with women, we'll do everything else first. We'll take care of everybody else first. We'll love everyone else more than we love ourselves. We're caretakers. That's just something that we naturally do. And many times we leave ourselves out. So come on, y'all, talk to me. Talk to me. Is that you? Are you looking at your life, or have you looked and you're like, man, you take care of this, you take care of that, you take care of everything, and you leave yourself out? Because tonight, what I want to challenge you is to now add self love to your calendar, add self love to your life by design plan. If you don't have a life by design plan, let's talk and let's get a life by design plan together. Add that. Let's see. Tiffany says self love is accepting that you can't always do everything that you need to rest, that you need to. You need to rest and rejuvenate. That is self love. You just can't ever, you can't, you know, we only have 24 hours. You can't have everything done all at one time. Self love is knowing, okay, it is time to rest. It is time to rejuvenate. It is time to refresh. That's what it's time to do. Self love, when you decide to have self love, that you really begin, you then begin to make choices that affects your self esteem, y'all. Right? These are notes I made. You know, you hold yourself in high esteem, right? And you're more likely to choose the things that nurture your well being. Wow. For me, my self love kicked in, and I said, you know what? I have to love myself so much that number one, I set healthy boundaries in relationships. I chose that I will no longer be a part of toxic relationships. Or if I can't avoid those relationships, then I keep them at a certain distance. I only hold certain conversations. That's a part of my self-love, because I know that I need to be spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, all of that healthy. Healthy. I hold myself in high esteem enough, right? To where these are the decisions I have to make. Right? So come on, let's see. What are you saying, guys? Talk to me. So true. Dr. Vernita said, high esteem is the best esteem. That's the best esteem, right? Hold yourself in high esteem. Tiffany says, love yourself daily. What you feed your mind, spirit, and body. That's exactly it. What are you feeding yourself? your mind, your spirit, your body? What are you feeding your soul on a daily basis? Guys, self-love is even looking at what you're taking in on TV. Seriously. Because some of y'all know there's some stuff on TV you know you don't need to be watching because it messes you up all mentally and emotionally. You know what I mean? Like when it's done, it all of a sudden becomes a part of your life and you're not setting it aside. I'm not saying that you shouldn't binge watch because listen, y'all, yesterday, Valentine's Day, part of my self-care, right, was to relax. And I did that. And I took care of Esther and I binged watch and I did Hallmark. Yeah, I know Hallmark, but I can't help it. It was the day of love. They have Hallmark, Valentine's movie all day. So I watched that. But that was a part of mine. What do you do? What's a part of your self-love? Because self-love looks very different to everyone. It all depends on where you are. It really also depends on how you decide that you want to show up, right? And really how you show up in the world, how you show up in your family, how you show up with your friends, in your business, as an entrepreneur, anywhere. Really how you show up is affected by your love for yourself. Because when I love myself, when I'm motivated to hold myself in high esteem, when I love myself to where I say I'm going to feed, I'm going to serve Esther, I'm going to serve me spiritually, I'm going to serve me emotionally, I'm going to serve me physically, then when I do that, then I can much better show up. I'm an entrepreneur in my business. I can much better show up in my family. I'm a better listener. I don't judge. I take in what's said. I could determine, okay, this isn't healthy. Let me remove myself. Y'all understand? I make better financial decisions. Yeah. Yeah. So talk to me, guys. Let me know what's on your mind. Tiffany says, I pray and meditate in the morning before my feet hits the floor so I can remember and not forget who I am. Excellent. Self-love. How much do you love yourself? Hey, 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 Eddie, come on in. How do you love on yourself, Eddie? What's self-love that you do? What's self-love? Wine dance. That's Ashley. It says true, true. I changed that over the past couple of months. Taking care of myself first. So important. If you're a young mother, you have to take care of yourself first before you can even be there for your children. You've got to serve yourself. And it's so hard for many of us to separate and say, how is that possible? That's so selfish. I got this, I got that. That's because we've been programmed to take care of everyone else first. But what I would like to do is deprogram you, right? And get you to begin to see, right? To begin to speak to yourself so your brain can understand it. Don't speak it in the future tense because the brain, the subconscious, does not understand the future. Speak in the present tense and begin to speak who you are right now and train and deprogram yourself to where you can say self-love is not selfish. I love myself. I am taking care of myself right now. I am serving myself. And begin to speak about what you're doing. Okay, so Judy says, then we get mad at everyone because they don't reciprocate when we take care of them first. So true. And we are important too. It's our choice. Take care of yourself first, then we can show up better. That is so true. And it's so true, y'all. We get mad. We get mad. We're like, you did this, and they don't even look like they're participating, or they don't even take care of me. Could it be that they're taking care of themselves first? Right? Yeah. So don't get mad, y'all. Just make a choice. Turn things around. This is the year 2021. What a perfect time. This is the perfect timing to begin to deprogram yourself and say, you know what? The first thing I'm going to do is do some self-love. I'm going to love on myself first. So I'm going to give you some things like I always do. So I want y'all to write it in chat. Write it in chat. I love it. I love the conversations. I love it. Keep talking to me. Heart me up if this is resonating with you. Heart me up on Facebook. Make sure that you connect on YouTube and share this and invite people to come on Monday night. So Tiffany says, yes, Ashley. Listen, when we fly, the flight attendant tells us in case of emergency. That's right. Put your oxygen on first. Then small children, we need our oxygen to take before we can take care of others. Yes, we always have to put our oxygen in first before we can take care of others. And it's not just small children. We put our oxygen first before we can do anything for anybody else. Put your oxygen first. You breathe in first. Take a couple of breaths before you can help someone else. So let me give you some steps as you're still communicating. I love this conversation because if you're saying on your self-love meter, and yeah, that's what I want you to do on a scale from 1 to 10. So one mean, oh my gosh, I don't do this. I don't have self. I don't do it at all. Right? You've heard what we've talked about. So on a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 is I am at the epitome at self-love. I don't know if anybody's there. I know I'm not there yet, but you might be. For 5 could be, I'm on my way. So on a scale from 1 to 10, just type it in chat. Where are you on the self on in self-love? Where are you? Because when you look at where you are on that scale, then you can look and see, okay, I need to move up. And then you can begin to look at what you can do to make those needle point moves. So self-love becomes a part of your calendar, a part of your schedule, a part of your daily care. Your daily care beginning tonight. All right. So everybody shoot it up on a scale from 1 to 10. On a scale, I'm going to say that on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm going to say that my self-love, I'm going to say it's about a 7. Yeah. That's where I think I'm about a 7. There's areas, I've come a long way, but there's still some areas that I can work on when it comes to my self-love. So where are you? Where are you? Hey, James, how are you? Tiffany says that she's on a 7. Come on, y'all. Let me know. Where are you on the scale of self-love? Where are you? Ashley says that she's a 6. Thank you, James. James says this is a good lesson. James, when it comes to self-love or what we've talked about, where are you on that scale from 1 to 10? Where are you on the scale of self-love? Ashley's at a 6. Let's see. James says he's at an 8. Well, all right, at an 8. Hey, I'm on my way there, right? I'm on my way there. Who else? Who else wants to share? Judy says she's at a 6. All right. At a 6. Deanna said, I'm on a 5 on self-love. Juliet says, I'm about a 6. I'm going to start just putting some of that. Yeah, great. Who else is on there? Who wants to share? Where are you with self-love? Where are you with self-love? On a scale from 1 to 10, where are you with self-love? Right? I'm going to add a couple more things. So, right. So, and then what does, where are you? Anybody else want to share where they are in self-love? We've got 5s, we've got 8s, we've got 7, we've got 6. So no one is at a 10 as yet. So that means that there's still room for growth. Isn't that great? Because whenever you have room for growth, man, that is like so much. That means you can begin tonight to begin working your way up towards whatever the next number is. And so can I suggest that if you're at a 7, that you don't try to jump to a 10, or if you're at a 5, you don't try to jump to an 8. Miriam says that she is a 6, right? So if you're there, don't try to jump 2 or 3 numbers ahead. Just go one number. So if you're at a 5, let's go to a 6. If you're at a 6, let's go to a 7. So let's just do one step at a time. That way you don't get stressed out trying to love yourself. You don't get stressed out like, oh my gosh, I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. Why? Because it needs just to be a part of your daily routine. So here are some ways that you can look at when you're thinking about your self-love. So if you'd like, you could type it in chat, but make sure you have a pen and paper and make sure you are writing this down. I'm going to go through it very quickly, and then I'm going to just be jumping off and wishing y'all a good evening. So, okay. So that means that you're going to talk to and about yourself with love. You're going to talk to and about yourself with love. Okay. Number 2 is you're going to start prioritizing yourself. Ooh, prioritizing yourself. Let me go back to the talking to and about yourself with love. Sometimes we're our hardest critics. And so part of this is that you're not going to any longer be your hardest critic. I'm very guilty of that. I'm my hardest critic. Oh, I don't look so good today. Oh, this is so messed up. Oh, I've gained 5 pounds. Oh, this and that. Stop. Don't do it. That's the area even I still have to work on, not being my hardest critic, right? And so talking to and about yourself with love. Hey, you know what? My hair does, I love my hair no matter what it looks like. And if I don't like how it looks today, well, guess what? I'm going to work on it so it can look better another day or to get it to where I like it, right? So prioritizing yourself, giving yourself a break from self judgment. That's a part of it too. Self judgment. Do you judge yourself? I judge myself. How I look. That's a part of self judgment. How I talk to myself. I do something I was introduced to a couple years ago called the mirror work. I stand in the mirror and I begin to talk to myself in the mirror. And I tell myself, you're beautiful. You're awesome. You can do this. God's got your back. You can get through this. You look good. It's not being conceited. It's just speaking to yourself and letting yourself know who you are and who God created you to be from the conception, from the conception. All right. That's what that is. And so giving yourself a break from self-judgment, trusting yourself, trust yourself, self-trust. Self trust. I have to trust myself. I'm trusting myself to make good decisions. I'm trusting myself to make healthy choices. I'm trusting myself to set healthy boundaries in relationships. And I'm trusting myself in business. So self trust, being true to yourself. That means living authentically, being true to who you really are, being true to who God created you to be, being true to yourself. Sometimes there's things that we do because it pleases others, but it's not true to ourselves. Be true to yourself. That's a part of self love. Being nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. you know? Yeah. Be nice to yourself. Setting healthy boundaries. I already said that. Setting healthy boundaries. I like to say setting healthy boundaries because, guys, that was something I really had to work on, was setting healthy boundaries. So important to my spiritual, to my physical, and to my emotional and mental well-being. And even more importantly, to my mental, emotional, and my spiritual well-being is setting healthy boundaries. Right? What about you? Those healthy boundaries could be in several areas. It could not just be relationship. It could be in setting healthy boundaries with the places I go, right? What I do when I get there, the money I spend, sending healthy financial boundaries, right? Where are you? And then forgiving yourself when you aren't being true or nice to yourself. Yeah, I love that. Forgiving yourself. It's so hard for us to forgive ourselves. But when you know that you haven't been true to yourself, when you know you haven't been showing up authentically as you, or sometimes we just make a mistake. Sometimes life happens. Go ahead and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for not being true to yourself. Forgive yourself for not treating yourself with respect. Self-love equals respect, I think Ashley put. It's so true. It's self-respect. See, I can't expect anyone to respect me until I learn to respect myself. I can't expect my spouse or my significant other or friends or whomever to respect me. I got to respect myself. I have to respect myself. And so that's the list. So, guys, that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Hopefully, you wrote all of that down. And so, from today on, as you're looking at that rating scale where you just rated yourself, remember that. And if you've written down exactly what that list is, and maybe what I'll do is I'll post it, on the chat area after the live, is that where you really want to say, okay, what area, and be honest with yourself. It's just you. Be very transparent with you. with you and say, this is really where I'm. Even if you're saying, my rating is wrong, maybe it should be lower, or maybe it should be higher. I don't know. It's based on you. But then here are the things that you can look and say, I need to increase in this area. This is a life by design. This is a life by design. Anyway, so glad to connect with you tonight. I just have some quick news I wanted to share with you. Thank you. Please post the list. I will post the list. I most certainly will be posting the list. I just wanted to share with you just really fast, and I'm going to put it in the chat really quick. My assistant, who normally helps me post in chat, is not here tonight. So we have new dates for the FDD soiree. So, and those new dates are May 28th and 29th, guys. So it's May 28th and 29th. So why are we changing the date? We're changing the date simply because when I met with the hotel, when I met with the hotel this weekend to finalize some things, they're having some difficulties with everything, and they're waiting to get just some directions, and they gave me the choice to change the dates, and I decided to make the best decision for everyone involved. So the new dates for Festa della Donna soiree is May 28th and 29th, not March 5th and 6th. So that means that May 28th will be the VIP mix and mingle, and on the 29th whoa, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you so much. And on the 29th will be the event. So I'm so super excited. If you have already purchased your tickets will be transferred over to the new date. If you cannot make that date, it is not a problem. If you've already purchased your ticket and you cannot make the 28th and the 29th, we will refund you. Everyone who's already purchased their tickets will be receiving an email with the new dates. Judy says, great. Yeah, I'm super excited. It's going to be warm. Guys, I'm excited because we're going to be able to utilize outside and inside. So excited. It's going to be the spring. You can wear your off the shoulders and just look even cuter. You'd have looked cute in March as well. You would have. We all would have, right? And so, but I'm excited about it because listen, y'all, I always choose to see things up, always up, always up. And so I know that God is in control. So I know that the date change, this is a God thing. And I am excited. Everyone that has been scheduled to come are saying, oh, yes, we are still there. We are still there. And listen, COVID guidelines are still in effect. We are still doing social distancing, and tickets are still limited, right? So now you just have a little longer to purchase your ticket. But please don't wait too long because we're going to shut it down once we reach. And I can't tell you how close we are to reaching our deadlines. Now, the one thing that could happen is that they could extend that deadline in terms of the social distancing, but I just want y'all to know that we are going to be following we are going to be following social distancing guidelines. So be very assured of that. So invite someone to come to the soiree. It is the same website where you purchase your ticket. I will put all of that in the chat, and I can't wait to see you now on May 28th and 29th. And listen, mark your calendar because on March 6th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to do a pre-soiree celebration. And I'm going to be giving away prizes, and we're just going to do a few things at 4 p.m. So invite everyone to come and join. This is free, so come on in, and then you'll get to hear the inside scoop of what's going on at Festa della Donna 2021 soiree, celebrating you on May 28th and 29th. So join me. Mark your calendars for that date. Get your ticket right away if you have not gotten your ticket. And mark your calendar for March 6th, okay? For March 6th for the pre-celebration soiree via Zoom. It's all virtual. This is going to be virtual. And guys, don't forget, our retreat's coming up. We are full for the retreat. And I think that's all the announcements for right now. Don't forget to connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Make sure that you're doing self love, and it starts tonight. And I will be posting everything in the chat. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. My event coordinator is here. She said we only have a few more vendor spots. All right. So we only have a few more because we have limited everything. So make sure if you're interested in being a vendor that you reach out. Rhonda, if you want to put your email in there that they can ask you any questions that they may have, then I will put your email in the link. If you're there, just type your email in. So guess what, guys? I love y'all. We'll give her a second to type in her email. And I can't wait to see you at Festa della Donna Soiree 2021. For those of you who are coming to the retreat, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you, right? I think, I was told, okay, one more spot left in the retreat. So you got one more spot. So you still have an opportunity to get to come to the retreat, which is March 16th in the Outer Banks. That is still going on. Okay, and there's Rhonda's information. If you're interested in being a vendor, you want more ticket information, you can contact her, but all of the links will also be in there. God bless you. Take care. Have a wonderful evening. And I will see you next week, Monday evening, if not before. Take care. Bye-bye.